In the last few episodes, you have seen us working through our aftermarket fit-out stuff. But in the following episodes, we go straight to the experts that provided the service, starting with Laurent the legend from Just Catamarans.
Okay, so we can't shake hands, but hello Laurent.
What's up, John?
Thanks for agreeing to having this chat with us today. You run, along with Raf, the Just Catamarans organisation. So today I want to talk about a few things, really about Just Catamarans, about advice for new owners or potential owners of new boats, how they should proceed through the outfitting processes. And thirdly, talk about basically how you've created success with Just Catamarans, because you now have an international reputation. So we heard about you from Australia, so everything's, you know, your reputation precedes you.
I didn't think it was all the way down there. Yeah.
Tell us about yourself and Just Catamarans. You run the service here?
Yeah, so I've been working with Just Catamarans for approximately 10 years now. Yeah, Raphael is a bit senior on me. I want to say 12 years, something like this. When I started with Just Catamarans, it was only the 7 of us, including Jennifer, Raphael, Kent, myself, and some other guys are no longer with us. I mean, over the years, we just developed certain aspects of the business and technicality, on particularly with catamarans, to fit the people's needs more than it is anything else. Our big advantage, I want to say, is like custom installs. This is where we are the best, and where I can certainly say that we succeed.
Yeah. And you certainly have the reputation, because when people need work done on catamarans, they come to you, and you have both. You seem to have the expertise and the workers, and obviously at a high level for guidance. And here at Just Catamarans, you obviously are the main providers of services for Leopard, because you do all the setups for new Leopards.
Yeah, it's just the way the relationship was started. I mean, I happened to work with Leopard for a long time, just even as a warranty provider back then, when I was the guy working on the field.
Yeah, okay.
So that's the way the relationship have evolved.
Yeah, okay. And you also agents for Outremer.
Yeah, we are the US representative for Outremer. We sell and do all their warranty as well.
Yeah, great. So yeah, you have your fingers stretch long ways into the oceans.
Yeah, I mean, we do. I want to say, like, we work. I mean, now regularly we work about 200 boats a year.
Right.
I want to say that Leopard represents probably about 60 boats a year. Fontaine Pajot represents approximately the same thing, and then the rest is going to be spread in between, like private owners and other things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we have a reputation such that if you have a catamaran in this part of the world, there is a big chance that we worked on it, or we will work on it.
Yeah, what a great reputation. The other thing that's absolutely fantastic that I have heard, and I haven't experienced it yet because we haven't actually left the marina yet to go cruising, but you help people when they're out cruising, when they have problems. Especially when you've installed equipment, we can call you, because you've told me this, we can call you and say this is not working, and you will walk us through how to fix it.
I mean, I'm doing it on a daily basis. I mean, everybody that worked with us, and even if you haven't worked with us and you own a boat and you just want to talk about some issues and whatever, I mean, we have developed the relationship with our clientele that way, that it's more than just a client.
Yeah, and that's absolutely fantastic, because you know, we can all have skills in certain areas, but we never have skills across all fields. So we do need that help. So that is just a great service that you provide. And I have seen other people who have called on you for assistance, actually.
Yeah, my phone rings.
The next thing I wanted to cover was a lot of people who are in the process of buying a boat. So they make a decision, I'm going to buy this boat or that boat. They have to then choose the options in a few months after you've actually put your deposit down as the boat's being built. And then, of course, the boat gets built, you come along and collect the boat. And usually at that stage you start thinking, you know, what extras do I need? But my experience is, and we came to you actually after we chosen our options, we had been committed in all those things, and then in that gap between choosing the options and the boat being delivered, we then started talking to you.
I remember.
It was obviously we were in Australia, so it was actually hard to come and physically talk to you. But we had some communication. But what my feeling is that people should come and talk to you before they choose the options from the company.
The reality is, like, the boats as they come from the factory are set up. You can go cruising and then use them just as it is.
Yeah.
The difference is that most of the production boat, and I think I told you that.
Yeah.
Bad thing about a production boat, good thing about a production boat. The whole idea behind this is, like, basically when you do the aftermarket options through us or through another competitor, you have you're opening your options. You can do a whole lot of different things, make them to fit your needs better than it is the general public.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing. I mean, by the electrical setup, the
batteries,
the solar, all that stuff. I mean, becomes a bit common now because everybody wants pretty much to have that independent.
Yeah.
But after you got a whole lot of other things like cabinetry, storage, and then just even like in the way that the technology is evolving. I mean, even for us, it's hard to keep track.
Yeah. And you guys also specialize in lithium, don't you?
I mean, it just happened that we work with these guys with Reliant for I want to say about 6 years now, and it just happened that, I mean, because we were early in the process, we became the specialist just because we have more experience than others. I mean, this is you document yourself, you get to the next stage and trying to get better at it, and that's what we're trying to do.
Just going back to choosing the options, I came along, or to you, in fact, it was emails and phones. We discussed, and we were discussing the cameras for because so you can check how close you are when you're mooring, and you actually gave me some advice which I appreciate very highly because I thought it would be really essential, and you said, well, you get used to it very quickly and you don't need them. So you actually saved me a few $1,000s there, so thank you very much for that.
The idea is to fit your needs more than it is that the salesman.
Yeah, that's right. And I suppose that's a good example of you will the service that you provide will give people the advice once you know what they're looking to do with their boat, and that's really fantastic. So would you agree that people should be talking to you before they choose their options? Because, I don't think it would be a problem. Let's put it that way. I mean, the more educated you are about the product, the better off you're going to be at the end. So I mean, even if it's just to sit down and have a bit of education going on, I mean, sure, I will give you the time to do that. I mean, I've done it with probably a couple hundred people by now. So I mean, we can do this. I mean, we sit down, we go through the things and what the plan is, and try to adjust the product so you can enjoy it. The other bit of advice, I'm used to having solar and wind generator, and you kind of talked me out of having a wind generator.
It's like kind of like an ancient technology. I mean,
and I mean, having seen the solar working on our boat already in this last 2 or 3 weeks, the wind generator would have been completely irrelevant, but caused a lot of noise and caused a lot of I shouldn't say pain and suffering, but when the wind blows, the thing whines like a crazy thing.
I mean, back in the day, sure, it was a big deal. But nowadays, that the technology, the battery capacity, everything have changed. The wind is just becoming obsolete. I mean, you need so much wind, and you need to be exposed. And that's the key word. It's exposed. You need to be exposed to so much wind to be able to actually produce any kind of power that you're defeating the purpose a little bit. I mean, nobody wants to be exposed to that.
That's right. So you certainly gave us great advice on the solar panels to actually use. We also got great advice on the type of radar because we wanted something slightly different from what was being provided generically by the factory. So that's kind of where I'm kind of thinking there will be significant advantages to talk to you.
This is where the difference is going to be. The difference is going to be like when you buy a production boat, they give you like a spec sheet, and that spec sheet basically is like option 1, option 2. I mean,
Yeah.
there is no option 3.
That's right.
So
Well, sometimes there's no option 2 either.
Yeah.
You know, this or no this. Yeah.
so the thing is, like, I mean, now we can, the technology evolves constantly. So I mean, actually, the most of the time it get brought out by clients. Clients is like, oh, I read about this, and what do you think? And then when I don't know, I'll just be like, okay, well, let me do some research, and then I get back to you. I mean, we've done a whole lot of work with we have suppliers as well that constantly popping into the office. We are working with all kinds of like different products and open to options. Where when you work with a factory, you don't have those options.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's the biggest deal about doing it aftermarket. The aftermarket options are just infinite.
Yeah.
Having the product installed in American soil basically gives you options and gives you like the contact for warranty is much easier than dealing with the factory.
Yeah. Because you've got the experience, you can give people the right advice and tell them what the differences are.
If there is something that I'm not comfortable with, I'll be the first one to say no. So I mean, it's and I think Raphael would back me up on that.
Yeah.
There's just things that we just don't want to do or get involved with. And then there is other things like, I mean, at first we were not so comfortable and now we're just more comfortable. It's just different. I mean, we're trying to fit your needs, not mine.
And I think that's that kind of leads quite nicely into the next subject that I was wanting to talk to you about, is basically principles of success. Because while you now have this reputation as being the expert and being the leader in the field of catamaran fit-outs, your whole principle of operation is you are giving people, working out what people need and giving them what they need, rather than just trying to sell them stuff.
Well, I mean, even when I started with Kent, like 10 years ago, I mean, Kent has always been a people's person, I want to say. Like, and that's funny because people that knows Kent, that knows that he's not a talker. But in the meantime, we have that relationship, that personalized relationship with our client. We always try to keep that in mind and put the client first. So I mean, everything comes back to like, you know, like you told me you did, and we're trying to deliver. I mean, and I'm using trying because, you know, if you stop trying, nothing good can come out of it. But I mean, we build our reputation on that, on people. We just, I mean, we don't advertise much, nothing like this. You know, one day you'll be sitting at a bar somewhere in an island and then you'll be talking about what happened on your boat. And this is how we built our reputation, it's to get it, you know, to the next guy.
That's right. And I think that, I mean, it's interesting because when you focused on giving people what they need and what they want, when you're not, rather than focusing on the money usually flows afterwards. But if you just focus on the money, then you usually lose customers because you have clients that are not happy.
Money cannot be the center of the discussion. Even that, I mean, people will tell you, I mean, we're not the cheapest, but I mean, we provide quality service. All our technicians are well paid. We're not. We offer training. I mean, there is really, I mean, invest in the people again. I mean, we're investing in our technicians and in our employees to bring it up. Because I mean, we can't do it on our own. So it's a big deal that the guys follow the lead on it.
And I think that because you've been focusing on providing great service, then that's, I think, part of the success that you have.
I mean, countless time. I mean, you know, we've done mistakes. I mean, mistakes happen. Only the people that don't do anything don't do mistakes. But I mean, countless time. I mean, it's been mistakes done on the boat or whatever. And the one thing that nobody could argue, and this, I'm serious saying nobody, nobody could argue that, is that we always come back. There is it's not one time that we would like just walk away and say like, this is not my problem anymore. The boat is 1,000 miles away. I mean, no. I mean, we always stay behind it, and this is where I think this is probably the greatest part of our success. Is we always behind it.
And that's certainly very reassuring. I mean, we obviously haven't left yet, but knowing that we can call you, we can get help, and we can, and sometimes, you know, the really silly thing is sometimes it's something really simple, like something's not working because there is a switch the wrong way around, or
I mean, most of the time it turns out to be a stupid thing. It's really rare that we get a phone call because there is a major failure. You know, I mean, usually when there is a major failure, it's kind of obvious and you don't have to troubleshoot.
Yeah.
But, well, I mean, obviously, our knowledge on the Leopard, I mean, for example, because, I mean, I'm talking about Leopard because you own a Leopard. But our knowledge on the Leopard is just like, I mean, you know, when everybody sees the white, beautiful stuff, we see all the defects. So
you fix all the defects.
we go in there and usually we spend our time taking them apart and put them back together. And I think we're doing this quite well.
And that's why Leopard has such a great reputation, is that right? Because you're fixing them all up.
I mean, most of them, I want to say, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, any new device or boat or car, there will be glitches. And those glitches just have to be ironed out, and you're obviously the people that do it. So
yeah, I mean that's what we deal with, glitches.
Yeah.
There's no major issues usually, but
yeah.
I mean, at least not with Leopards.
Yeah, and you're also, we see you driving these boats at huge speeds around the marina.
Huge speeds.
Well,
yeah, I mean,
when you need to, I suppose. It was blowing hard wind the day I saw you careering around.
But I do this more often than I want to. It's just that, I want to say, like, I'm not the scared one, so if there is something that's going to happen, let's do it.
Yeah, that's right. If it's difficult, they get you to do it, is that right?
Yeah, it's usually because I don't think about it. That's about it.
So when you were driving our boat round, and it was going into a slightly difficult berth because it was on a corner and you had to, and your expression you said to me was...
Not my first rodeo. I do this more often than I want to.
And we thought, rodeo? This is a Frenchman!
That's funny.
So Laurent, thanks very much for this. It's been great, and hopefully all the viewers will get great value out of it, because certainly we've had phenomenal value from you in the process of getting our boat to be ready to go cruising.
We're not finished.
So thanks very much.
Yeah.
Give you a shake hands, and we'll see you out on the water.
Yeah, thank you guys, and then I mean anything you need, just let us know.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Laurent.
All right.
Okay, all the best.
I'm all up in that love haze, so where do we go now? Just let me know that I am safe.
If you have liked this episode, hit the like button, subscribe for free, and ding the dong so you don't miss your fix of the next exciting episode. Love and health from the Barefoot Doctors.
Love is exceptional.